Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Dave.
Okay, let's try that again. Take two. Good morning, everybody. That's better. I'm Dave. I am music director of Soulshine. We have Soulshine here. We are minus Eric because he called me at 11 o'clock last night with, he canceled out. So we are scrambling at the last minute to put all this together music-wise. So I'm singing a solo today, so don't judge. We're going to do one of the favorite tunes, though. Spirit of God is upon us. Me. We're going to get some moving and a grooving. We don't sing from our seats, we sing from our feet, so please stand up. Thank you, everybody. The words are quite simple. It's whoa, whoa, whoa. Spirit of God is upon me. And do that like 4 times. You can do it. Here we go. Oh, oh, oh. Spirit of God is upon me. Used to think that I should. Scripture told me, he said, Dave, you got it good. Some love cause I want to. I love cause I'm free. That's right, come on. Spirit of God is upon. Here we go now. You sing, come on.
Spirit of God is upon me.
Can't hear your crowd going.
Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, oh.
Come on, come on.
Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh.
Thought it was my burden. Thought it was my law. Scripture told me that I'd be all in all. Some love cause I want to. I love cause I'm free. Blinded by the Spirit, yeah. Come on. Spirit of God is upon me. Sing out now. Sing out.
Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me.
A big round of applause. Soulshine over here.
Stay, Laurel. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Community of Central Oregon, and those of you online, we are so glad that you are here. We are what? A wild soul sanctuary. Oh! You're welcome to howl at home too. It's kind of fun though to do it as a group and hear it like we're the wolf pack, right? So, and what we mean by that is that you get to be your wild, free, amazing self here. We are not here to tell you what your spiritual path should be or exactly what you should believe. We are here to support you on whatever your spiritual journey is for yourself and what you connect with in here. So let's read our mission statement together. And if you want to stand, to create a global ecosystem of deep wisdom and loving kindness. So there you go. And now what I would like you to do, because we are here to connect, right? A lot of us have our spiritual practice that we do at home. If you do meditation or have, whatever your practice is for yourself individually. Now we are in community to connect. So what I would like you to do is say hello to your neighbor, welcome them, and introduce yourself if they are someone you do not know, and say you are so glad that they are here. And you can say hello to more than one person if you need to. Hello, Donna. When am I seeing? All right, and we want to take a minute to acknowledge all the amazing people who make every Sunday service happen. We have Soul Shine, we have our AV team, we have our kitchen crew, our greeter crew, our hosts, our speakers. All of these people are volunteers, and we also have our cleaners. So let's give a round of applause to all the people. You know who you are. Our plant care woman over there, right, who keeps our plants beautiful, like all those little things. Elian, who's been taking care of the plants out at the entryway and made that so beautiful. So all kinds of, you guys have no idea what happens behind the scenes. Well, some of you do, because a lot of you are part of that. So we have our wonderful chair. This is for people who are no longer here, but you would like them to be, and you know that they would really get a lot out of this service and enjoy being here with this community. So put those wonderful people or beings, whatever they are, put them right there and just hold their spirit and know that they are here with us. And I would also like to do our land acknowledgement for the Paiute, the Wasco, the Warm Springs, the Klamath tribes, all the people. This was a major trade route, so all the tribes that made their way through here, and we do our best to make sure that we take care of this land in a very responsible and environmentally friendly way. So we take a huge amount of pride in that. And I would like to now invite my husband. Well, I'm Claire Kubota, just in case you didn't know. So I'm Claire. I'm going to invite my husband, Kevin, up right now to do the welcoming prayer. At Unity, prayer's kind of a big deal. But it's a different prayer than what some of you may be. I see some new faces, so I'll just do a quick explanation. So it's more of an affirmation, right? What we focus on is what we create in our life. So we want to focus and claim what we want and what is good and what we know in our hearts to be true. And so this is our kind of collective prayer together. And then in the back of all the chairs, there are green forms where you can write what you want to claim for your life and for your loved ones or for anything that's going on in your life. And then you turn those into the offering baskets towards the end of service. And we have all of our prayer chaplains will pray and put energy into those, and then they are sent to Silent Unity, where their energy is put on for 24 hours a day for 30 days. So talk about some powerful affirmative power going on there. So, Kevin.
So I don't know about any of you guys, but when I first started coming to Unity, it was about 10 years, almost 10 years ago. Prayer was a kind of a trigger word for me. I don't know if anybody's come from this place where it was like, prayer, I'm not sure how I feel about that concept, that word. And after being here for a while, it's taken on a whole new amazing life. And it's become part of my daily, multiple times a day practice. And I really believe that once we get into that mode of accepting it and using it every day, it's transformative for your life. And as Claire said, it's not a beseeching, it's not begging, it's not asking, it's not wanting, it's affirming. And that feels so much better. It's something we can do all the time. So let's get into that space right now. Let's do a little affirmative prayer. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, big deep breath, and as you breathe out, imagine yourself settling in and feeling your heart beating. When I pray, I like to say that when I can feel my heart beating in my chest, I know that I am calm, centered, and ready to dive into a prayer, an affirmation. You can put your fingertips in the middle of your chest and feel your heartbeat. And know we're ready to open our hearts and our minds and our souls to the divine order we're going to talk about today. Such a powerful, powerful concept. And as we affirm that this is also one of the most challenging concepts because we have to surrender to divine order. We have to know in our hearts 110% that there is divine order in everything. Everything that happens for us. It is not happening to us. It is for us and with us. Divine perfection. As we affirm that all is well, all is perfect, we face each challenge every day with enthusiasm, love, and appreciation. And so it is. Aho.
Let's take a couple minutes to fill out the prayer claim forms in the front of your chairs. Those prayer claims are powerful. As they say, they'll be prayed over by our prayer team, as well as Silent Unity. So go ahead and fill those out now, and I'll give you a minute. Let's sing the prayer song with me.
Breathe in and know I am. Be still and know I am. Let go and know I Breathe in and know I am. Be still and know I am. Let go and know I
Oops, what was that? Was that me? Okay, so thinking about your prayer and what you are claiming. Is that me, Nico? Oh, I lost my fuzzy thingy. Oh, there it is. You stick it on there. All right, there we go. Okay. So important. It's an important little tiny thing. Okay. Honey. Yeah. Can't take him anywhere. So now we're going to do celebrations. So in thinking about affirming in, your prayer about what you want to happen. Do you want to help me, Florence? Now think about what is currently already going right. Oh, okay, so Florence, come up here. So this is where we celebrate what is going right. Florence, do you have a celebration that you want to share?
Yes, I am celebrating that we had baby piglets a week ago.
What? Did you bring them? I want to see a baby piglet.
But sadly, the mother died from birth.
But the babies are okay?
Yeah, we have 5 baby piglets.
I want you to, William, you need to bring a baby piglet in here. We could have 5. How big are they?
They're they're doing all right. There's one that is very small,
Oh, the runt. There's always
Yeah.
a little runt. But he's the most special.
we named it Teensy.
Teensy? Oh, cute. Okay, well, that's a pretty dark. Okay, who can top 5 baby piglets for their celebration? Let's see. Let's see if Nate has a celebration to top that.
There's no way I'm topping 5 baby piglets, but I want to celebrate the runt of the litter, for starters. I mean, I love runts of the litters personally. I think they make the best companions at home. Anyway, that's not what I'm celebrating. I'm
Okay.
celebrating the Olympics. I mean, they're wrapping up, I think, tomorrow, today, something like that.
Yeah.
I've been away from the Olympics for a few of them now because of commercials. I've sort of shied away from commercials across the board, and you couldn't do that. But now they stream the Olympics on demand and all sorts of cool stuff. So I'm so excited to get back to watching the Olympics and all the great sportsmanship this year, to watch the athletes set aside their borderline differences from their countries and whatnot and get together and do awesome things. It's amazing what the human body can do. It's been a neat couple weeks.
Unbelievable. And I don't know, I think that having a COVID Olympics where they couldn't have their families there and so to see, I think that's what's just brought some really cool, beautiful energy to this one, you know, being able to have a real Olympics again. So, yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Kathy.
Yes, I'm Kathy, and I am celebrating Divine Order.
Wonderful.
And Divine Order during a very challenging last few weeks. And now I have found my Divine Order has presented my new space to live for me. And I'm grateful for all the unity, unity, my friends, my family holding sacred space for this, to help me through this difficult time.
Wow, beautiful,
And
Kathy.
so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Hello, my name is Tara, and this is my beautiful husband Marcelo, and he's from Brazil, and today is Father's Day in Brazil. So I want to celebrate all the dads.
Yay! All the Brazilian dads. Bom dia. Yes. Wonderful. Sam, you got a celebration?
Hi, good morning. My name is Sam. So I came to Oregon in November, and I had not intended on staying, and I had kept my apartment in New Jersey, and I was subletting it, and I very quickly realized I wanted to stay here, but this apartment was just something always hanging over my head, and I gotta go back and move out, and it was a literal tie, you know, that kind of was symbolic of a lot of emotional and psychic ties that I had to, you know, that place, and officially leaving it or not. And last weekend I went to New Jersey and I moved out of the apartment, and everything happened, you know, it was hard, but at the end it was all tied up, and I was able to leave knowing that that was handled and really come back and start my life
And
here.
be fully
So,
here.
Yes, so I'm
Beautiful.
very grateful for that.
Yay. We're glad you're here, Sam. Okay, one more, Donna. We got this.
So the last place I thought I'd ever be 11 years ago was learning how to be a prayer chaplain. My life has changed drastically since then. So I'm just doing a testimonial for prayer. My best friend, who I've known since I was 2, had lung surgery a few weeks ago, and it was looking sketchy once they got in there, but there's no cancer, and she's good to go.
Yay.
So I just wanted to celebrate how giving this community is and showing up. I put out a request for my sister and her family who are getting ready to move over here and essentially have nothing because they've been living in a camper trailer for years and never had any other kind of home. So I just want to thank those of you who have really showed up and graciously given and offered things that they no longer needed. And so I just wanted to say thank you for Aubrey, and hope she'll be here soon to thank you in person. So,
Yay! All right, one more.
I wanted to take a second to thank our firefighters. We had a big fire in north of Bend, which was right next to my in-laws, about less than a week ago, and just because of the aerial and land efforts, they were able to stop that fire from destroying a big chunk of Bend. And so, yes, I wanted to take that time for those people that work relentlessly in the heat around the flames, around danger, that thanks to them we're able to just continue our lives.
Yep. Yes, Gwen. Thank you, Amandine. Nico, do we have any online celebration? No online celebration? Okay. Well, I would like to take a moment. Dan Stevenson, would you come up here for a minute? Aww. So this gentleman, this amazing, amazing gentleman, has been leading the men's group for the last couple of years, and just the energy and the thoughtfulness he has put into it, and just what he's wanted to create, and how the time that you've spent, he's no longer able to do it. So I just want to thank him for his past 2 years of amazing service to the men's group, and in addition to the other gajillion things you do for this community. But since men's group is coming to a close for you, being able to lead it, so would you all give this man a huge round of applause? So, thank you. Yep. Thank you. We see you and appreciate you, Dan. Thank you so very much. So, and our Earth celebration. Let me get these. My hands are getting full up there. So, our Earth celebration is 2 sea otters just showed up off the Oregon coast in a place they have not been seen since the early 1900s. We now have sea otters back in Oregon. Woo! Yay! So, and I mean, they're so dang cute, but I hear they're not very nice little critters. But they're so cute with their little babies that sit on their belly and stuff. So, all right. Now we are going to bring up the kiddos. So Florence and Evelette and Leon. And Evelette, you have pretty sparklies in your hair today. Anyone else? Okay, and then as you know, we have been doing the 12 Powers for the Planet this summer. So every week we have a planet challenge for you that Monica is going to share what our challenge is today.
We actually have our raffle today. So we're going to start doing a raffle every Sunday. And a lot of adults have put their names in, and none of the kids hardly. So we're going to, hopefully today, everybody can do part of a challenge and put their names in. The challenge for this coming week is about order and finding order. And 2 of the suggestions are go out and look at all the order in nature, like in the leaves and the sunflowers and all the things like that. Take a picture. Or you can declutter something and find order in your own house. That might be one. So anyway,
create order in your home. Yeah, yes, I think that is
That's a good one for me.
Yep.
So anyway, we're going to have the raffle. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the kiddo one. And if they're not here, we'll save it for them. Okay? So maybe you can pick. Well, there's only one in there right now, so.
Yeah, look at. See, if you guys entered yours, we only have 1 kid raffle in there. So you guys got to.
Whoever wins that. So I know who it is. Okay, so Finn is going to be the winner this week. And he gets this really cool advice from a unicorn bookmark and a little advice from a dog and little more thing. And then next week, we're going to be, for the kids, we've got this bird watching book that somebody donated. So maybe next week, if you guys put your name in, one of you could win. The bird watching book.
Okay, so Leon, that means that you got to create divine order. You have to go and organize your room.
Why don't you pick one of those? Huh?
He's like, yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
That ain't happening.
Okay, so we'll have one of the kids. Would somebody want to pick an adult?
Okay. I'm in there. Did you guys pick me? Who does it say? Carol Fox. Woohoo! What does Carol win?
Carol gets to win the Earth Breeze laundry detergent and Advice
Yay.
from Rainforest bookmark.
Woohoo!
Yeah. And next week we have
next week you can
for
pick
the
one.
adults we have this wonderful flamingo umbrella
Or that could go to
somebody
the kids
donated.
too. I love that.
Yeah, or the kids.
Yeah.
And so they get either the bird watching book, or we might change those around. Huh. We'll see.
So-
But anyway, so do the challenge. The boxes are over on the
Yeah,
side
under the
table,
table,
and
right
put
outside.
your name in. And if you have done a challenge in the past and want to put your name in, that would be great.
Okay. All right, you guys ready for your blessing? Okay. Nice. Okay, Leon's ready. We appreciate the holy gift you are. We see the Christ light shining from you. May you always know what a treasure you are. May you always bring your gifts freely and fully to the world. Namaste. Finn, Leon, that was amazing. Did you see him? Just soaking it all up. You are a gift. Okay, all right, Reese and Genesis are gonna go hang out with you guys. All right, and now real quick, let's go through our announcements this week. What do we got going on? We have Sound Bath every Sunday night, tonight at 6 to 7:15. So if you are needing some sound healing, join us tonight. It's a really amazing experience. Course in Miracles study group is happening. Reverend Sylvia leads that. So Thursday night from 5:30 to 7:30, right here. If you're curious about A Course in Miracles, or if you're a longtime studier of Course in Miracles, all are welcome. And then okay, Kevin, you want to come talk about this guy? Kevin is our board president, and the board is putting this on, so I thought he would be a good one to talk about.
Has anybody heard about this? This was in the newsletter recently, the Community Visioning Workshop. And I really encourage everybody who is a regular visitor member here to sign up, because this is your chance to, it's actually a workshop, and there's a free dinner that's going to be catered by Suzanne. Where's Suzanne?
We're trying to bribe you with food, so.
Yeah, so the RSVP is required so that we have enough food. So please, this is not one of those things you just walk in the door at the last minute. So just RSVP so we have a head count. It's going to be facilitated. Are my board members here? Could you guys just stand up if you're in the room, board members? There's Russell. Here we go. So you guys may not know, but these are your board members. And we have, I think, one or two more. Reverend Jane, of course, who's on sabbatical, is on our board. And we're going to be kind of facilitating this workshop, breaking into small groups. But this is your chance to help us figure out what we want our future ministry team to look like, or ministry leader or team. We haven't really decided. We want your input. The direction and the vision for our Unity community. What do we want to be? How do we want to show up? How do we want to evolve? We have, it's an open book, friends. We can do whatever we want. And we want your input to make sure that we're going in the direction that works for all of us. Okay? We don't want just the board to decide for all of you. Online. They're on the calendar. On our website. Yep, thanks, Dave. On our website, our calendar, which hopefully all of you are familiar with, you can click on it, the date, and all you got to do is just sign up. Again, it's free, and it will be a working workshop. It's 3 hours, but it includes dinner, and your input is going to be really important. So again, if you're at all invested in this community, please sign up and plan to be here and contribute. We want your voices.
Yep.
Okay? Thanks.
We want ideas. Yeah, thank you, Kevin. So, and then on Saturday, we have our Divine Healers. And I'm just going to do just a little extra plug for this, because we have some amazing healers in this community. And they show up here the third Saturday of every month from 2 to 3:30 to offer their services on a donation-based thing. So, you just whatever you can afford, but they are so passionate about what they do and love sharing it with other people. And so this is an opportunity, and they love having people come. So it's all kinds of different modalities, and they set up different spaces in here and create a really beautiful energy in here. So I encourage you to come. So make note of that. And again, it happens every month, the third Saturday of the month from 2 to about 3:30. So Anything else you want to add? Matthew, right here. Why don't you stand up just so if anyone has questions, and we have several. Anyone who offers their services, stand up because we have several in here. So, yeah. So if you have questions about any of that, talk to any of these people, but Matthew is kind of the lead for it and is the main organizer, so we so appreciate his time doing that. So I encourage you to come if you have not experienced it yet. And then Genesis, she just went out with the kids, but so Genesis is a beautiful member of our community. She has published a book. She's an amazing poet and artist, so that artwork on the cover of her book is by her, but she's written these beautiful poems called Bliss Tales Poetry Reading. So she will be doing an event with Wendy Wilson that does some sound healing experiences, so that will be Friday night. So make a note, Friday night of the 23rd, so it's in a couple weeks. So make note of that so you can come with that and read one of her poems, and it'll be a really beautiful event, so we would love to support her in that. Do we have anything else? Okay, and like Kevin was talking about, if you go to our website, that's what the calendar looks like, and you just click on the events, and it'll show you all the details, and if you need RSVP and all that cool stuff. We also have printed calendars out in the lobby. All right, and now I would like to invite Soulshine up to do their song, and then we will have Kelly come up and do our talk. And take it away. Oh, we have our guest singer today. Laurel will be. Are you singing the first song? You're singing this song. Okay.
Is just a dead thing you can claim, but I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you'll learn things you never knew, never knew. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or ask the grinning bobcat why he grinned? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? With all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Come run the hidden pine trails of the forest. Come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth. Come roll in all the riches all around you. Once, never wonder what they're worth. The rainstorm and the river are my brothers. The heron and the otter are my friends, and we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a hoop that never ends. Have you ever to the blue corn moon, or let the eagle tell you where he's been? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? How high does the sycamore cut it down, then you'll of the mountain. You need to paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still all you'll own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind.
Oh my gosh, so beautiful. I love when we get to have you sing. And all the other, we have just an amazing music team here. And then Dave's magical piano, just awesome, you guys, thank you. Well, I'm gonna introduce our speaker, Reverend Kelly Billings. And for those of you who are not familiar with him, he is a Methodist Reverend, no? Used to be. Well, I don't know, that's part of your journey. That was part of your spiritual journey, right? It's all put together. He spent many years working with refugee camps in Palestine. That was a huge part of his life. He is currently a chaplain for hospice. And he was also in a position to potentially become the senior reverend here in our community. And as we know, he decided that actually was not his path, that something else happened, and as we know, like that's life. And I want you to know that we support you in that decision, and you know, we're all human, and we have this vision, talk about divine order, you know, where we think we make all these plans and feel like, okay, this is how things are gonna work out. And it can be really, really scary to stop and say, okay, wait a minute, maybe I'm on a path that actually isn't right for me. And sometimes it can be really hard to admit that. And because now everyone around is gonna go, wait a minute, what? You're gonna throw them up. But to be brave enough to step into those shoes and say, no, this is what I'm feeling I need to do. So we're proud of you for making that decision, and we support you, and we know that Spirit is going to bring a beautiful new path as the board is helping us plan, and we need all of your input for that. And so I'm so excited to have you here sharing more stories and wisdom with us, Kelly. Come on up. Yeah, thank you.
You know, the wonderful thing about the quality of this service that happens before I speak and afterwards is that I can come up here and totally blow it, and you guys will still have a good day. So that eliminates a lot of pressure. My name is Kelly, if we've not met before, and I'm glad that you're here today, and I'm glad that I'm here today. Now, in full transparency, when we think about the Unity 12 powers, and we've been going through those for weeks now, I've lost count. When it came to order, that was not one that I jumped at. And to be honest with you, it wasn't even one I was selected, it was the date that was left. Well, what I love is like already we've heard of expressions and people in celebrations talk about divine order. Now, if you have come from a particular, let's say, religious or military background, order might be a word that doesn't sit well with you. And to be honest with you, I fall into that group. I like sometimes the word order can give visions of constraint, being constricted, compromised, unable to like be who we want and what we want. And so the challenge is for us to see this in a new and different light if we do come with a perspective or a background to this that is challenging. I still don't like the word order, and I really didn't come up with a better word, so we're just going to stick with it, and hopefully if it's triggering to us, we can have some redemption and healing this morning. Because really, healing, if you're triggered by something, the absence of it does not promote healing. It's just absence of the trigger. It's just avoidance. And so if we are triggered by something, it really takes an exposure to it to see where we are in our healing spectrum and where we need to go. Now that assessment, that evaluation that we often have to do in times like this really isn't fun, and that's why we prefer avoidance, and we prefer to be in situations where this word's not mentioned or that topic's not discussed. But it doesn't bring about healing, does it? It's just an avoidant environment. So we're going to jump into this real quick and look at what unity, the power, what it says divine order is. Now, we've been in this reel-to-reel series where there's been film clips showed every week. And when I viewed the suggested film and the suggested clip, which was Mary Poppins from the 1960s, Dick Van Dyke, and that suggested clip, as in that scene they talked about the Boston Tea Party and the indigenous people who were dressed as indigenous throwed over a ship full of tea, they used the phrase, red Indian savages, in the movie. Now, this was the 60s, and we know what was being produced. But I was like, I ain't using it. So, today, instead of watching something, I'm going to invite you to use your imagination. And we can see something in our mind. Now, what I'd like you to think about for a moment, and at the risk of really getting you irritated, is think about bin traffic. I don't know about you guys, after driving it every day, all over town, all over the county. Think about bin traffic when the stoplights are out. What goes from being hectic without the order of the stoplights and the sequence of movement becomes chaotic, doesn't it? Now, I don't know if you were like some of us. A few weeks ago, when the new traffic pattern was initiated, see, I don't have to finish the sentence. When the new traffic pattern was finalized on Highway 97, and DOT, if you're watching this morning, we love the bypass. We're glad it's in place. We're glad you've done it so quickly. But some of us found ourselves heading north on 97 and realized we were on our way to Redmond and that we needed to do a U-turn. And you may have seen on the media, the traffic cams are showing lines of people stringing up to make U-turns. And everybody's like, there's no signs. And I thought, there's no signs. So the next day I went through there and I'm like watching them because they said there were signs. Go through there and sure enough, there's this big ass, excuse my language, big orange sign that has like the letters, that flash and change, and I don't know what the name of it is, but this big sign on the side of Highway 97 that gave instructions of what to do to go to a particular location. The sign was there, but there was so much stuff happening right there in that area, so much stuff around it, our brains could not process that sign. There was so much chaos that we found ourselves, new traffic pattern, traffic really close to us, construction equipment, bridges, big mounds, piles of debris all around us. In the midst of that chaos, we couldn't process that sign even when we did see it. So let's think about order as the lack of chaos. Does that make sense? Not constrictive, restrictive, not oppressive, not controlling. And we think about divine order. One of Unity's ministers, Stephanie C., she writes, divine order is our ability to sort out what's important and what's not. See, when we're driving up 97 in the midst of chaos, we couldn't see that sign that was very important. We see it, but we could not process it. Too much visual stimulation, more than we could process. Real order is never imposed from the outside, but comes from within when we get our priorities in order. Trust. Trust is a crux of being in divine order. It's about trusting that the universe knows what it's doing. Charles Fillmore, who's one of the founders, he and his wife Myrtle, who are founders of the Unity spiritual movement, which really took Christianity and the scriptures and put it in this mystical, metaphysical perspective, which is what many of us believe what was originally intended with Jesus' teachings. Charles described that being in divine order, that it's a constant peaceful place. We're in the flow. He writes that our minds are open to the every movement of the divine, describing it as a release of the outcomes, not limiting the divine or ourselves. Now, as Claire shared, and if you didn't know, Unity, the board, Reverend Jane, and I engaged in significant conversations first half of this year about coming in as a senior minister as Reverend Jane starts to transition out. I was excited. We were excited. It wasn't issue or challenge free, as nothing is. Transition and change, we humans, we really don't like that very well. Because if we're on autopilot, we don't have to think, we don't have to grow, we don't have to do anything. Everything's really easy. And as we went through this process, what started off as a real strong green light, at one point shifted to a yellow light. That's how I was feeling. And so that got my attention a little bit. Then that yellow light went to a red light. And it was in this, if we want to use the word intuition, source, spirit, God, universe, my spirit guides, whatever guiding me. In me, there was a sense of lack of peace about proceeding. It was a sensation, and I'll even use the word voice, even though it wasn't verbal, that I have been familiar with, both in guiding and in correcting a course. And I was like, what's going on? This doesn't make sense. And at that point, it would have been very easy for me to start to intellectualize, get very cerebral, and start to figure out, well, what's wrong? What don't I like? What is popping up? Because then once I identified it, I could defend it, I could create a solution, I could work around it. And I had to work really, really hard and be diligent about not doing that and staying connected to source and in this, because it really didn't matter why. What was important was I was sensed that I was receiving that message. It didn't make sense. And to be just really transparent with you guys, I grieved it. I grew up in a household where that was chaotic at times. There was a lack of order. And in that, I grew up in an environment of being a people pleaser, for acceptance, for affirmation, and to have to make the phone calls that I made. It was really hard. And to say, I can't proceed. Because I hate disappointing people. I knew I would still be loved and be accepted, But people had worked really hard, and we were creating this plan and path forward and trying to make things work. And I honored people's dedication, I honored their diligence, I honored their determination. And the last thing I wanted to do was let them down. But I knew that the call I had to make was going to disappoint people. It was going to cause the board to have to go to a plan B. It affected a lot of people, not just me. But it was in trusting this nudge, this guidance, this prompting from Spirit, or my Spirit guides, and not trying to figure it out as to why, but just honor the voice, which if you've been there, you know it's really hard because we really like to fix stuff, especially when it's something different than what we desired, what we expected, what we wanted. Reverend Stephanie, in her description of divine order, she said, trust is the crux of being in divine order. It's about trusting that the universe knows what it's doing, even better than I do, which is really hard for me to believe at times. Charles Fillmore again said, described it as releasing the outcome, not limiting the divine or ourselves. Even when it's tough, even when it's not wanted. And for us to get to places to do that, it means that we have to be familiar with that voice. We have to be familiar with that relationship with ourselves and our intuition and our spirit guides. We have to know what they're talking about and trust that they actually might know better than I do. And that requires nurturing that relationship. And for a lot of us, that might look like meditation. It might be being in nature. It might be coming to sound baths. It might be connecting to your creative flow and outlet, whatever that is. Because I believe we're most divine-like. We as fractals of the divine, who are divine, but are part of the divine, we are most in our divinity when we are creating because the divine created. And so we are genuinely reflecting the divine when we are in that creative flow. Do you understand? And if those of you who are artists in the room, you totally get it. And for those of us who thought for a lot of years we're not artists, we don't have that, you're wrong. You just haven't quite yet figured out what it is. So it's in that nurturing of relationship with Source and our spirit guides that we know that voice when it gets to the crucial part. And we don't rely on what we often do, our intellect. I have a master's degree from England. I was accepted at Oxford to pursue my PhD. It's easy for me to go to a very intellectual place. But when this red light popped up, I really worked hard not to, because I felt like it was better for me and it was better for you that I not. And the fact that it didn't make sense and I didn't understand it was really irrelevant. It's that trust. But we have to know who we're trusting. And we have to have a trust that there's awareness and a perspective that's greater than our own. Now, we are taught, and culture teaches us, that we are figuring out we're to be problem solvers. So it's really countercultural and really counter to what we've been conditioned to not engage mentally, cerebral, but to go into that place of quiet meditation and trying to trust Source. But if you're like me, sometimes it gets like, well, is that just me or is that Source? Now, sometimes I don't know. I mean, if I'm honest, and that's where it's like if we trust in the small steps, then when we get to the big steps, we can look back at the small steps and say, oh yeah, it was this. So while I'm talking about me and this unity experience this morning, what I really hope is we gather that it's really about ourselves and our connection with Source and cultivating and nurturing that. That in divine order, trust is the highest priority. But it has to be nurtured, it has to be fed, it has to be cultivated. Nate mentioned the Olympics earlier. And I'll be honest with you guys, I can't really watch them that much anymore. Part of it's the commercialism. And I'm glad to hear they're streaming now. But the last time I really watched the Olympics was 8 years ago, in 2016. And I was working with refugees on this island off the coast of Turkey. And it was an island where refugees were coming to. It's about a 45-minute boat ride, a couple miles from Turkey to this island that was part of a Greek island chain. Now, put it in perspective, it's 45 minutes to Turkey, it's 11 hours by ferry back to Greece. So high in the Mediterranean Sea, it's no longer the Mediterranean Sea, it's the Aegean Sea. And was on this island and was with a group of refugees and volunteers. That's what I was doing there, working with refugees. And this island was like one of the first points from Syrian and Iraqi refugees when they were fleeing the war with ISIS and coming across. UN had 3 camps there. And we were watching and pulling for somebody that you've probably never heard of. Her name was, you might have heard her story, but her name was Ursa Madridi. You see, just a year before, she and her family left Syria. They got in a boat to make that crossing in the night, and the motor stopped. Ursa was a swimmer. She had been trying in Syria to get into the Olympics. She's in this boat at night, and the motor stops. She and her sister get in the water, then start towing this boat of refugees. And I'm sitting there with refugees cheering for this woman in the Olympics. You might wonder which country she swam for. It was called ROT, the Refugee Olympic Team. She had no country support, no country sponsorship. She and others were deemed by the Olympic Committee to be representatives of the refugees. She didn't make it far in the Olympics. You probably didn't see her. She didn't finish well after the quarterfinals. But to sit there with refugees and have them cheer for one of them was an amazing event. And anything watching the Olympics less than that now, it's just a little bit less. It was a lot less. Sorry, you guys. I've still got a lot of trauma. Thank you, Dick. I'm sweating. Tears are running down my face. Gel's probably going to run down my eyes, and I'll start burning here in a moment. I don't know if this is true or not, but we were told that she was not scheduled to be in that dinghy, that boat that night. That she was scheduled and had paid smugglers to be in another boat, and it was full. And she couldn't make it. So her family was separated in that crossing. but it seems like there was divine order that put her in the boat where the engine was going to fail. This is the crux, really the crux, and the importance of us being in divine order, because this world and this planet needs us greatly now. And the boat that we need to tow is the raising of our vibration and human consciousness. And right now, everything is so divided, and it's either this side or that side. And the world does not need any more people in fight energy or fight mode, because that vibration is down low. Yes, we can advocate, we can educate, we can assist, which is a very different vibrational energy than fight. Does that make sense? And what this planet needs now, and what the species needs, is our vibration being raised. That means us staying in a place of joy, not being drugged down or bogged down by the events on the media, or getting polarized, even if we agree or disagree with one particular side or the other. Because we don't need more fights. What we need are people who are holding space and the vibration and keeping us up. This is the boat we have to tow. And it's up to us to do it, individually, within ourselves, with our homes, with our broader community, and with the world. So I encourage you to think about divine order, about being tuned in and tapped in. I don't know if you're familiar with Abraham Hicks. She always says tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. That's where we need to be so we can tow our boat and make a difference in this world around us that desperately needs it. Thank you, and namaste.
Jennifer Kelly.
One of the things about divine order, this morning early I got a text that Eric, who was scheduled to sing today, was not able to be here. You sent me your song that we will hear after this meditation. That is perfect for today.
I think this is what we all need right now. How many roads you've traveled, how many dreams you've chased, across sand and sky and gravel, looking for one safe place, yeah, yeah. One safe place, yeah. Will you make a smoother landing when you break your fall from grace into the arms of understanding, looking for one safe place, yeah, yeah. One safe place, yeah, yeah. Oh, life is trial by fire, and love's the sweetest taste. And I pray that lifts me higher to one safe place, yeah, yeah. One safe place, yeah. how many roads we've traveled, how many dreams we've chased, across sand and sky and gravel, looking for one safe place, looking for one safe place. Hey, yeah.
It takes me a while to bring it to my height. Well, thank you everybody for trying to make me cry a lot right before I do a meditation. Appreciate it. Appreciate the challenge. I'm gonna invite everyone, and if you have sandals, remove your shoes, feel the ground with your bare foot, and in that state of peace and divine order, let's close our eyes and connect with our heart. You can put your hands on your heart if that helps you. And on your next inhale, I want you to feel the energy of the earth rising from deep in the core of the earth, all the way through your feet, up to your legs, up to your heart. Feel that warm energy, the beauty and the wisdom of the earth. It's nurturing energy, always here to guide us, to help us grow, even when we feel like there is no way we're gonna grow, no way we're gonna get back on our feet. It's here, whispering support, whispering love. So continue to breathe that energy up from the earth up to your heart. And with every inhale, visualize a beautiful red, securing light growing brighter, and with every exhale, going wider within you. And everything it touches is instantly at peace, instantly in the flow, not above, not below, but as an essential part of the life on this planet. You belong where you are. On your next inhale, I want you now to feel a beautiful white light coming from the sky down through your head, your throat, all the way to your heart, kind of like a yin and a yang, marrying itself with the energy of the earth. Feel the wisdom from that ethereal energy, the pure, blissful energy of love, compassion, and gratitude, because the ether is grateful to have you here. It's grateful for your light, your willingness to always become better, to rise your energy. And with your breath, next inhale, watch that beautiful light going brighter, melting beautifully with that red color. And that harmony goes wider with every exhale you take. Every breath circle, the doubts, the fear, the anger goes away, melts away, because you're fully aligned with the wisdom, with the nurturing, the loving, grateful energy of this whole world. Can you feel how aligned you are? You may not feel the answers to your questions, the why a chapter comes to an end, the why you really thought something was going to go away and it turns out not to. But in this state of pure alignment with the ether and the earth, can you feel the peace, Can you feel that it's just okay not to know yet? That it's okay to be sad about the end of the chapter, because ultimately you're aligned and you know, you trust, and you're grateful, for you know the universe is always here for you. And so if a chapter comes to an end, you know that in the order of the universe, it is because new elements need to come into play to show you this is what I had in store for you. So feel the energy within and around you, that blissful harmony, the energy of all the people that are in this room sharing that vibration with you. The joy of knowing that we're all in this together. And the knowledge that we can tap into this beautiful energy and balance at any time. We can tap into our body to feel the ethereal and mothering, earthy energies at all time. We can rely on them when we're lost and keep moving forward, knowing that that blend will always catch us and bring us in the right direction. Take a final deep breath in and breathe in gratitude, breathe in love, and exhale peace, exhale harmony. Promise yourself to always check in with your body when you're at loss. Always check back in that divine order that is not here to force you into something, but just to guide you through the flow of the world. And when you're ready, you can come back to this moment, open your eyes, and carry this harmony within you for the rest of your day and your week.
You, Amandine. Oh, my thing, see, this thing, my thingy fell off. My windscreen. Okay, there we go. Did any of you in the newsletter watch Kelly's video about his talk? And at the end, and he said, I don't know, we got divine order, and I don't know, it's kind of boring. We'll see what we can do. And I went, wow, now I'm super excited to come hear your talk, Kelly. But that was amazing. See, I think divine order, man, is one of the most powerful, interesting powers, right? Because how do we trust? I mean, all the things that you talked about, having the trust that there is a divine order. The shit hits the fan, but how is there divine order in that? But somehow there is, and being aware and trusting that there is. So, and I loved when you talked about to trust when it's something bigger telling you or giving you those feelings, or when it's just your human fear, right? That's the hardest thing. Because, man, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't do because I'm way too scared. But when I actually kind of work through that, it's the most beautiful experience. I'll just share really quick. A few years ago, Kevin and I bought an RV, and we did a 2-month road trip. And I was like, first of all, heck no, I'm not spending the money to buy an RV. You can't do that. Okay, but work through that, and then Kevin's, we're going to go for 2 months. No, that's too long. We can't be away. There's too much. I have too many responsibilities, all that stuff. I can do 30 days. And let me tell you, those 2 months were the most powerful, filled with so much spiritual growth for me. And we're getting ready after service today. We're going to go to the coast. And so Stella is our RV's name. She's an angel to me. I just have so much emotion around her because she helped me with so much spiritual growth. So every time we are going to go somewhere in her, I am so excited because I feel like I get to go on a little journey with my angel. So, you never know where spiritual growth comes from. An RV taught me that. So, I would like to now, is there anyone here for the first time who would like to just let us welcome them and say their name and what brought them here this morning? You don't have to, or you can just raise your hand and say, I don't want to share, but anyone want to say hello? So we can meet you. I see some new faces. Yes, we got one in the back. Kevin, you want to go in the white shirt with his glasses on his collar? Yeah. So when we're having you use the microphone because we have an online audience that they can't hear you unless you use the mic.
Hello, I'm Spencer.
Hi, Spencer. What brought you here today?
What brought me here today? I don't know. Series of synchronicities, per se. I'm originally from Portland. I'm living in Bend now. And yeah, here I am.
Welcome, Spencer. Yeah. I love those synchronicities. Yep. So, anyone else want to say hello? I know I see some other new faces. Oh, yeah, okay. We got one more brave soul over here. Yeah.
Hey, everyone. My name's Jason. I think what really brought me here, we've been traveling in a camper for about the last 8 months, but
Is it not the most spiritual, amazing experience?
When you were saying that, I was like, yes, I get that.
Man.
And so now we're at a point, I think, starting to set down some roots, and so really wanting a community of people, and just today has been so beautiful, everything that we've talked about, and so, yeah, I'm really excited to be a part of the community now, and looking forward to future weeks here. So.
Yay! Okay, I have a question for you. Did you name your van?
No name yet. It's no name.
Okay, she needs a name. You got to give her a name.
I know, after you
yep.
said that.
All right.
It's all spiritual until the axle breaks in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, which happened to us. That was super spiritual.
Yeah. Anybody else want to say hi?
So, another brave soul.
Hello, my name's Carl. This is my first time here, and what brought me here was friends and recommended the place. So I'm looking for community. I've been studying yoga philosophy for quite a while, and so this is an interesting group. And normally on Sunday mornings I do AA meetings, and this is just something a little different. It's great to see people thriving here, and so thanks for having the place, and that's great.
Yeah, welcome, Carl. Thanks for coming.
Hi, Debbie, Carl.
Beautiful.
They're getting braver and braver.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. I mean, I just love here. I think it's powerful for our community, too, just to know how we're connecting with people and just what's bringing people in, because it's usually just, like you said, it's been just serendipity or, and like I can't put words, I don't even have words for what brought me here initially, It was something bigger than me. And I just trusted that calling, and here I am, 9 years, something like, and you, yes, you did originally did, yes, and then the continuing. So I would like to invite our greeters up to do our offering. These are our offering baskets. Many of you do auto donations, so we so appreciate that. If you do not, we have QR codes. We have, for Venmo or PayPal, but if you want to put something in the basket, we invite you to do that. Those of you that were new, in the back of the seats, we have these blue cards because we send out a newsletter every Wednesday that says, here's what the talk that's happening, here's what's going on this week. So if you fill that out with your email and put that in the basket, we will get you on our email newsletter list. And then put your prayer claims in here and all kinds of good stuff. So there we go. And then sing the gratitude song with us.
This is a fun one. I got gratitude in my heart. I got gratitude in my soul. I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you.
Muchas gracias.
I just want to say thank you for it all. Thank you for it all. soul, baby. I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you for it all. Thank you for it all.
Right, let's bless these abundant baskets. From the love of pure spirit within us, we bless these gifts. We send them forth to heal, bless, and prosper. They are evidence of our faith and belief. They do good work in the world and return to us multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Woohoo! Thank you. All kinds of good stuff in there. All right. Well, I appreciate you all coming. What are you laughing at, Dave?
Nothing. She gave me a look.
Okay. The look, you're having a prayer.
Are we supposed
Okay.
to stay up here now?
Yeah. You stay up here because now is a prayer of intention. So we are also going to, our prayer chaplains will be up front. We talked a lot about prayer today and what that means. So if you would like a personal prayer to have some energy put behind something that you are affirming, our prayer chaplains will be up here and are happy to do that with you if you want a personal prayer. And then we've got a buffet out front, so join that. And just a little reminder, I put it in the newsletter, but normally we have extra snacks and things in our cupboards. We were getting a little bit low. So the next time you are out shopping, like grab a thing of crackers, grab some hummus, or grab a bag of apples or whatever and bring it, and we can tuck those into our cupboards so that we have food to share, because breaking bread together is just a really beautiful way for us to connect after service in smaller groups and get to know each other. So, but let's say now our prayer of intention. This is how we go forth into the world, and we tow the boat, right? Man, that's a powerful story. I have heard her story before, and amazing. Okay, shines within and all around me, a presence of love that is always there. I am that presence. I am a radiant field of love energy. I am holy light. My essence cradles and guides me. I am a gift in this world. I go forth from here in joy to bless the world with my loving light. Have a beautiful week, and we hope to see you next Sunday. Thank you all for coming.
One more time. I got gratitude in my heart. I got gratitude in my soul.
I just want to say thank you, thank you. I just want to say thank you, muchas gracias. I just want to say thank you for it all. Ba-da, ba-ba, ba-da-da-da.